Welcome to Football with Cheese. Happy Friday, everyone. So in this video, I'm going to quickly break down the AFC West and the NFC West. Instead of going over like every move, I think I'm just going to go over the best move, in my opinion, and maybe the most questionable move, and then pick a division winner so far in free agency, who's done the best. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is not signed yet. The rumor is it's between Seattle, Dallas, and New Orleans, and that Jacksonville is out, and that he doesn't want to play for New England, which I get. I don't think he's going to sign with Dallas. See, here's the thing. I've mentioned this in the other video. Cooper Kupp is great in the slot. He is the prototypical slot receiver, and one of the reasons the Rams, I believe, moved on from Kupp is because they wanted to put Puka Nacua, who's one of the best receivers in the NFL, in the slot because he excels in the slot. And so does Cooper Kupp. They basically play the same position. And then they wanted to add an outside receiver, Devontae Adams. So New Orleans, they have Chris Olave, who typically plays the slot. He can play outside. Same thing with Dallas. CeeDee Lamb is better in the slot than outside. Seattle, Jackson Smith-Njigba, JSN, is better in the slot. He's a prototypical slot receiver. So I'm not sure about those fits. Denver, to me, is the best fit. I don't know if they're interested. Cooper Kupp is so good at getting open quickly. And Sean Payton, the coach of Denver, wants to get the ball out quickly. When he coached the Saints, Breeze would get the ball out so quick. A lot of passes to running backs, tight ends, slot receivers. And Bo Nix is so good at getting rid of it quick. He's got a quick release. So Cooper Kupp just screams Bronco to me. I don't know if they have the cap room. I don't know if they're even interested. But with the Seahawks, I get it just because Cooper Kupp is from Washington State. He went to Eastern Washington, so it'd be like a homecoming. We'll see what happens. Let's get to, I've got to pull it up on this computer, the AFC West. Okay. Best move, worst move. Underrated move for the Chiefs. They signed Christian Fulton, 2 years, $20 million. He's a cornerback. Maybe not their biggest need because you have Trent McDuffie in the slot. You have Jalen Watts on the outside. But Christian Fulton was a second-round pick of the Titans. Didn't really live up to expectations. Signed one of those one-year flyer deals with the Chargers and played well. Not great, but he's a good fit for the Chiefs, and he'll just be the number 2 outside corner. That's a really good cornerback room. So good move, Chiefs. Questionable move. I like this player. I like Nick Bolton, but 3 years, $45 million for an off-ball linebacker. He's a good player. He's not a great player. And unless you have a Fred Warner or a Zach Bond, then I'm not paying an off-ball linebacker because you can find those guys second, third, fourth round. But I get why they kept him. Next team, we're going to go with the Chargers. They have 2 real quick questionable moves, in my opinion. Poona Ford, they let him go. Signed with the Rams, 3 years, $30 million. He's a 5'11", 310-pound defensive lineman. Underrated player, very good run defender. And because he's 5'11", offensive linemen can't go low on him. They can't take him out in the run game. Like in the tush push, the Eagles run that tush push. Why it works so well is they go low. They go low, and it's hard for defensive linemen to get any leverage. You can't do that with Poona Ford. We'll talk about him in a second with the Rams. And Mike Williams, 1 year, $6 million. Yeah, he's been there most of his career. He played for the Jets and Steelers last year. I'm shocked that they signed him. He just does not look like he has anything left. He doesn't separate at all. So, best move, Najee Harris, 1 year, $9.25 million. He's a good back, good in the goal line. He gives effort. He'll fight for extra yards. Not the best receiver, not as explosive as he was at Alabama when he came out. But it's only a 1 year deal. So nothing on the cap next year. And if he doesn't play well, you just move on. And I think they're going to draft a running back to be his backup and maybe eventually take over. Denver, best move, probably Evan Ingram. When healthy, he's very good receiving tight end. He's not always healthy, but it's such a big need for them. And at the 20th pick, where they're picking in the first round, there's no guarantee a tight end will be the best player there. But Bo Nix needs a good tight end. Sean Payton, like I said, likes to throw the tight ends. Filled a huge need. Most questionable move. This is the move the NFL Network loved and a lot of people love. But Talanoa Hufanga, the safety, 3 years, $45 million, a guy that's hurt a lot. He makes some big plays, but he also gives up some plays. So just a lot for a safety that's hurt. And then the Raiders. A questionable move for the Raiders is Jeremy Chin, 2 years, $16 million. He's a big safety, more like a safety linebacker hybrid. I just think you can find one of those guys in the middle rounds. 2 years, $16 million for a guy who's just maybe above average. Didn't really look good against the Eagles in the playoffs. So that's my most questionable. Best move, probably Malcolm Kuntz. 1 year, $12 million. He's the edge rusher opposite Max Crosby. He was hurt most of the year. But if he's healthy, he's a very good pass rusher. And it's just a 1 year flyer deal. Won't hurt your cap for future years. If he has a great year, you just extend him. So I didn't want to mention this, but I'm going to. The worst move of anybody in the entire NFL is signing Eric Stokes to be on your team. He sucks. He bleeping sucks. 1 year, $4 million. I wouldn't give him $10 to play for me. He played for Green Bay the last 4 years. He's rarely healthy, and when he does, he just gives up big plays. He's terrible in every aspect of being a corner. Anyway, I was trying to avoid that, but I had to bring it up. I just had to. Rams. We're going to go NFC West now. Best move, signing Poona Ford. We just talked about him with the Chargers. 3 years, $30 million. They have a great young defensive line in Los Angeles, but they don't have a run stuff in defensive tackle. Both their defensive tackles, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, are better at rushing the passer. This gives them a run stopper. The Rams, I'm telling you, no one's going to be picking them to go to the Super Bowl. They're like my sleeper. Everyone's going to pick the Lions or Eagles or Washington to go to the Super Bowl. That's everyone. All the experts are going to pick those three teams. Watch out for the Rams. Need help in the secondary, but that was a really good move. Questionable move, just moving on from Cooper Kupp. It's pretty simple. We've talked about that. Seattle. By the way, in previous videos, I've talked about Seattle winning 8-9 games every year. They actually won 10 last year, tied the Rams, but lost the tiebreak for the division. So they almost made the playoffs. 10 wins, you usually make the playoffs. So, best move, worst move. I keep on saying this. They signed Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Only 1 year, $5.5 million. I've been a big critic of his when he was with Green Bay. He would drop passes that were right in the breadbasket, would have gone for huge plays. He's a deep threat. He has speed. But he played his best ball with New Orleans last year. Better than he's ever played. The drops seem to go away. We'll see if they come back. But at least he has speed. And Seattle needs a speed receiver. And it's low risk, high reward. So, good move for Seattle. Most questionable move, DeMarcus Lawrence, really? 3 years, $32 million. He's not the player he used to be. He used to be really good pass rusher. That's just a lot of money for someone that's probably toward the end of his career. I know I didn't mention Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. I don't know how that's going to play out. So I didn't want to even go there as a good or bad move. All right, next up we have Arizona Cardinals. Best move, worst move. They're tricky. I don't love any of their moves, but I don't hate any of their moves. So I don't really know what to say. Josh Sweat, 4 years, $76.4 million. He had a great Super Bowl pass rusher for the Eagles. One of the reasons, though, that Sweat has excelled in Philadelphia was you have to pay attention to the other players on the field. Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Milton Williams. So Sweat was hardly ever double-teamed. And in Arizona, he's probably going to be double-teamed a lot. But solid move. And Jacoby Brissett, good backup quarterback. 2 years, $12 million. Yeah, solid move. Arizona just solid. All their moves across the board. And the 49ers. What are we going to do with the 49ers? The best move might be just getting Debo out the building. It just wasn't working out. There was conditioning questions. He had attitude, clearing his cap number. He's such a good player. I know that's crazy to say, but it was time for them to move on. Questionable move, Kyle Juszczyk. Why are you cutting Kyle Juszczyk? He's one of the best fullbacks I've ever seen. Kyle Juszczyk, he can catch the ball, he can block. I'm shocked that they cut him. Green Bay, go get him. Go get Kyle Juszczyk. So there we go. The winner In the AFC West, to me, believe it or not, is the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have had the best offseason. I know a lot of people will say Denver, but I think the Chiefs did the best in the AFC West. In the NFC West, I'm going to say the Rams. Despite cutting Cooper Kupp, Poona Ford, Devontae Adams can still play. I think the Rams did the best. So, like, subscribe if you have not already. Share this with anyone who loves football. We can grow the channel. Next, I think we're going to do the Norths, AFC North and NFC North. So look for that later today, and I'll see you in the next one.